What is up, guys? It's your boy Paul here, coming at you with another video today. Look, today is an interesting one. It's going to be a fun one. Today we're going to talk about the topic of free will versus predestination. And I'm not just going to approach this from a religious point of view. It's just from a life point of view. I've heard it, I listen to a lot of different people, whether it's religious people or, people of faith, or, people who are just, hey, the material is all we see. We just came from stones, we evolved, the dust, whatever. I listen to both sides of it. I'm very intrigued by both sides. And you have people from both camps that say we're predestined or that we have free will. I personally, I'll hold my personal belief until the end, which I'll probably be doing a couple of these videos on free will versus predestination, because I don't know how you can't. This topic is so intriguing, whether you're a person of faith or not, because it just gets so complex, and you see both play out, or seemingly you see both play out. And so one of the reasons why I bring this up is because I just read this book called The Paradigm by Jonathan Cahn. If you have not heard of him, go look him up. He's very, very prophetic. It's crazy the connections that he's been able to make. I've read The Harbinger from him, I've read the Book of Mysteries, now I've read The Paradigm, and then I just ordered 2 more of his books as well. But essentially what this book was talking about, which, like I said, if you haven't read it already, it's called The Paradigm, right here. He makes a distinction, he makes a cause for the similarities between something that was in the Bible 3,000 years ago and then what is currently playing out in today's day and age. And he's not saying that the people who are that he mentions in the book are exact replicas, because that's what he goes on to say. He's like, look, whatever happens in the future is whatever happens. I'm not here to say that they are only doing what has been done in the past, but up until this point, everything has matched. And he went into Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, Mike Pence, 9/11. And when you see the distinctions that he makes, and he compares it to, I think it's in 2 Kings with Ahab, Jezebel, Jehu, I think it was Jehu, Elijah, and Jerome, something like that. And it was very, very, very interesting, to say the least, about how precise everything connected together. We're talking down to the exact day, down to the exact year. For example, just real quick, Jezebel was the queen, the co-heir with Ahab in the Old Testament, similar to how Hillary was with Bill Clinton, right? And so the number of years, and this is just a very brief one, and I'm not even going to go fully into this one that he mentions in the book, but the number of years that Jezebel was with Ahab was 12 years, and then the number of years that she served on her own in the public office without Ahab went on to 14. And you see the exact same distinctions with Hillary, if you count him whenever he was senator or something, with 12 years, and then 14 on her own after Bill stepped down and everything like that. And it was just crazy, seeing the distinctions. And so it just got me thinking. I was like, man, are these people just playing out whatever was predestined for them? Or is there an element at play here that they're just doing their own lives, and it just so happens that they are following the exact course of what happened 3,000 years ago in the Israelite kingdom? And, I've heard entrepreneurs talk about this concept as well, talking about, hey, with your skill sets, with everything, do you think that there's been a predestined part of you that hey, this is what you're meant to do, this is because you were given these skills, you were meant to do this? Or because skills can be developed, do you get to kind of choose in that area too? And you just get into a lot of different details with how life works out, with the different skills that we're given, with the different environments that we're brought into, that we're born into, with what we make of them. How some people, where you take the same bad environment, yet some people make something of it, some people don't. You take the same good environment, some people fall back and other people move forward. You just get into like a lot of really, really weird details as far as, hey, is this free will? Am I able to choose here, or as a part of this predestined? And then like going on the path to success, or whatever the case may be. Were there things in there innate from the beginning that allowed you to do that, or were they more developed, or is it both at play? What is it? And again, if you're a person of faith, you would say, okay, God is causing this. If you're not, you would say, okay, nature, evolution, whatever it is causing this, and so it doesn't matter either way. You're only going to do what you were made to do, or whatever you make your life to be. And so I just find this topic super, super interesting. And this is something that I definitely have my own thoughts on it. In regards to, long story short, I think it's both. How could it be both? Well, that is the topic for the philosophers to discuss. But I see both playing out. I do see the element of God's predestination, and I also see the element of man's responsibility and a man's decision to choose. And now, what within his realm of choosing is really him choosing? Again, that's another deeper question. That's another deeper topic. But look, I wanted to start this question to simply spark the conversation going on in your head. Again, I'm going to be doing multiple videos on this topic. I'm not saying that it'll ensue one after the other, but just in general, because this is a deep, deep, deep topic. Many, many people have been divided over this in the world of faith. Many people have been divided over this in particular. But again, just based upon reading this book, I'm like, dude, there are so many things that we don't even know what affect us from the past generations. We don't even know how much, what happens in our father's lives, what happens in our mother's lives, our grandparents' lives, our great-grandparents' lives, what happened 1,000 years ago. Like, how much does that stuff actually affect us today? Or is it true that none of it does? And that you just completely live your own life and get to choose everything about it. So, yeah, I want to just get the conversation started. Let me know y'all's thoughts below on which one is it? Or is it both? Is it free will? Is it predestination? Or, as I say, it's both. And let me know why. Again, I'll be doing more videos on this as well. But look, think about this topic. Think about who you know in your life. Think about your own life. Think about where you're at right now. Has it been the making of your choice, or do you see gifts that were given to you that, yes, you maybe got honed in and got better at, but without the gifts, you probably wouldn't be there. And also without, the situation that you were born into, and whether good or bad. And I say that because a lot of people think if you're born into a bad situation, it automatically is a disadvantage. And this is what I tell people a lot. Like, it's oftentimes you see the fire in the people who are doing big things oftentimes come from places that were not an advantage, and then that creates a certain fire in their belly. That creates a certain desire in them that they simply wouldn't have had if their belly had been full the whole time. And so I don't always see being in a, maybe growing up very poor, growing up in a spot that's, maybe less open to possible opportunities. I don't always see that as a negative thing, because for the people who make something of it, they now have a fire in their belly that they are just able to, once they do move up, they're still able to move forward with the passion and drive and all that stuff because of what they came from. And you hear that a lot, especially among successful athletes, where I came from, and you don't know what I came from. But it's because of that, that they are where they are now, or that's a big part of it at least. So again, let me know why. Evaluate your own life. Tell me what you think. And again, if you have not read this book already, pick up this book. Highly, highly recommend this book. I have not read The Oracle and the Shitma, whatever it is. I don't know how to pronounce it. That's his other book, but I have read The Book of Mysteries and The Harbinger, and then this one as well. So I can only recommend those three. But yeah, again, so if you haven't picked up that book, go ahead and pick it up. I'll leave a link below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you know someone who could use this, feel free to share it with them. If you know someone who's passionate about this topic of free will versus predestination, I don't care if they're a person of faith or not a person of faith. It doesn't bother me because I hear both groups talking about it. I definitely hear both groups talking about it. So yeah, if you want to share this video with them as well. And as always, stay tuned for the next video. All right, I'll see you guys.